ready?
It's recording.
Okay. My name is Kathleen Crawford, and I'm a senior student at Northwestern State University within the bachelor program. One of the things that I was asked to do was to do a presentation on something that might be meaningful in the community. And my community is cycling, so I thought I would do a presentation to Kisatchie Bike Club at one of the rides in anticipation of the Hotter Than Hell ride that we do at the end of August, and talk about hydration. We cycle in the absolute most difficult climate to acclimatize to and to stay hydrated in that you can possibly exercise in. And so we have some challenges to stay hydrated in our while we're training. The first thing I wanted to do is to talk a little bit about thirst pathology. What happens is your body has a certain amount of liquid in it, and the liquid that we're concerned about is the liquid that's actually outside of the cells. That liquid, specifically the liquid we're concerned about, is water. It's in your blood, and we're concerned, like I said, about the water that's outside your cells. So when you start to exercise, your core temperature in your body goes up and you start to sweat, and that's your body's natural way of cooling itself off. After a while, when you're losing enough water, and if you exercise strenuously enough, you will also lose salt. Your body volume goes down, your heart rate goes up. It's a hypovolemic reaction that your brain starts to try to figure out how to get what little liquid you have in your body to keep moving around and doing the job that it's supposed to do, getting oxygen to your tissues. So, like I said, if you exercise hard enough, which we all know that we do, you also lose salt. Salt ends up out on our clothes so we can see it. Basically, our pulse increases, and if the condition persists, then we have more central nervous system stimulation. So, anyway, does anybody know actually what a normal temperature is? Like, not a fever, but just a normal body temperature is?
98.6.
Yes, 98.6. And do you know, actually, you might know even what the diagnosis of a heat stroke is.
102.1.
Actually, 104 is a heat stroke.
Oh, heat stroke.
Yeah.
You're an environmental heat injury at 102.1,
Yes,
and
so
you will be evacuated.
Yes. So I thought it was okay.
Core temperature, and
Core
you don't want to
temperature.
have your core temperature taken.
Yeah, you don't want to have your core, there's many researchers out there that are taking core temperatures of people, so at the very least, you don't want your core temperature taken, so you need to stay hydrated. So basically, do you want a handout?
Yeah, I'll take one. That's good.
So,
Thank you.
I'm just talking a little bit about hydration. So anyway, so 96.8 to 104 is actually not that far. If you didn't have a natural ability to cool yourself off, you would reach about 104 core temperature in 15 minutes. So because in this heat, we can exercise. So if your body didn't have an ability to cool itself off, you would reach heat stroke temperature in about 15 minutes. Luckily, we do sweat, and we do things to cool our body off, and so we hopefully will not get to that core temperature. So I also wanted to let you know that dehydration of 1% or less of your body weight will stress out your cardiovascular system. If you're dehydrated 2% of your body weight, you will see a drop in performance, and 2.26 will show a cognitive decline, meaning you're not really thinking well. Which, another thing I wanted to say about not really thinking well is when we're out on the highway or we're out on the roads, we get dehydrated and we're not really thinking well. We're not exactly is associated with that dizzy feeling that you can feel when you stand up really quickly, urinary tract infections, thin skin, constipation, kidney stones, headaches, and it can exacerbate asthma. And the little graphic that I wanted you to make sure you saw was that water follows salt. The basic message is that if you eat salt, the salt can hold on to the water, and the salt will draw the water into your tissues. If the salt is leaving your body in the form of sweat, the water is going with it, and you don't have enough water in your system. So that's why we don't only drink water, but we usually drink something with some kind of a sports drink with salt in it. Okay? So, and then on the very back of it, there's signs of heat exhaustion, which most of us have experienced at one time or another. Headache, extreme weakness, dizziness, heat sensation, cramps, irritability. Sometimes that's not just because of, dehydration, but okay, and you can kind of go down the list. Once you hit heat stroke, they're calling the definition of heat stroke is that central nervous system dysfunction in a core temperature of 104.
104? Okay.
Right. So anyway, we're supposed to do everything we can to maximize our body's natural ability to cool itself. I do have a scale in the back of my truck. If anyone's ever interested, I might carry it around for a while. If you step on the scale before you ride and step on the scale after you ride and you've lost weight, if you've lost a pound of weight, you're supposed to drink 20 ounces for every pound that you've lost. The recommendation is that you drink about 1 1/3 bottle before you even get on the bike. You drink about 20 ounces, which is most of the bottle, every 20 minutes on the bike, which we know that's probably a little hard to do, but, and then after, like I said, afterwards, if you have lost any weight, it means you didn't drink enough water, and so you have to drink about 20 ounces.